and a very warm welcome to all of you today. It's day 2 of the T20 Mumbai League and I'm back in Wankhede. It was a fabulous day yesterday. Amazing batting took place. And today we have some of India's best cricket stars in action that are going to be right here today. As you can see, everyone's warming up. The sun is shining. It seems like it's going to be a brilliant day for the T20 Mumbai League. So stay tuned.
T20 Mumbai in Group A. We are live from the Wankhede Stadium and it's time for match number 1. Just a few minutes to go. North Mumbai Panthers didn't have a fantastic season last year, but they'll be looking to make amends. And of course, we've got a new team, the Thane Eagles Strikers. And we'll see whether they can begin as well as the other new team yesterday. Of course, she was right. We had a fantastic day yesterday. I've got Milind Rege here with me. The first match, we had a sub-50 score, but it turned out to be a terrific match. Very close. Just 3 deliveries left before the match was decided. The second match, we saw a fantastic batting performance and saw a high 180, maybe a 190 score. So what does that mean to you, Milind, in terms of the pitch? Because we were talking about depressed scores, but 190 is fantastic.
Yeah, this pitch is different from the one that was played yesterday. It's a new pitch. I didn't see any cracks on it, neither any boot marks on it. It's a nicely freshly rolled pitch. Lots of runs expected, but I got the feeling that, Charu, there was a bit of moisture on it. And the moisture is what slows down the batting process in the early 5 to 7 overs.
And also, of course, perhaps that's the other way around for the teams that bat later, because it just seemed to get better and better for batting.
Yes, and that's because
later in the evening.
That's it, because it plays better. They take the advantage of the roll. And one roll on this pitch and things are different, because the moisture tends to slow down the pitch, at least till it dries up. Even if the sun is scorching, still the moisture takes a time to dry up.
Well, I'm smiling because we're all amateur weathermen, Met men, because, you talk about weather and moisture and the heat is certainly up. It's a clear blue sky, which is a little daunting because it's very, very hot without question. Now, we're certainly feeling it. Maybe the players don't. But let's just tune in on... Yeah, Milind, you've been very busy. He's not showing you right now, but a little earlier he was out there to show us how the pitch might behave today.
Welcome to the iconic Wankhede Stadium on day 2 for the T20 Mumbai. It's extremely hot and humid here, but that's what is expected during the month of May. This is not the same pitch that we played on yesterday. The ground staff has been working very hard on this. So let's have a closer look at what they've got to offer to us. When you look down at the pitch, it's beautifully rolled. There's a lot of grass on the pitch, and it doesn't have any marks of, shoe marks or anything like that. But it's beautifully rolled. It's hot. But what would a batsman do, or what would a captain do? As far as I'm concerned, it's still time to think. But let us have a closer look. Look at the grass. It's sprinkled beautifully. It's rolled well, like the typical Wankhede Stadium is. There's no cause for concern whatsoever. But what I would do now, after seeing the pitch closely, is I would field first, simply because there's a bit of moisture in this pitch. And this moisture can make the pitch look a little sluggish like it did last match on the first day. However, if you have the batsman to chase runs, field first. But the captain knows best. And what should the combination of the team be, really? I would pick 5 batsmen, 1 genuine all-rounder and 4 seamers, and a wicket-keeper for my dream 11.
For your dream 11. All right, that's a good one. T20 Mumbai, the groups. Here they are, 2 groups, 8 teams this year because we had 2 teams added on from the 6 last year. In fact, in Group A, Akash Tigers is the new team, and they won their opening match against the defending champions, Triumph Knights. That was yesterday, the opening match. Eagle Thane Strikers, the other new team, also in Group A. And then we got North Mumbai Panthers, and the bottom 2 will be playing today. In Group B, Sober Supersonics were fantastic yesterday, and Shivaji Park Lions will be seen today. Namo Bandra Blasters as well, and beg your pardon, Namo Bandra Blasters and Arcs Andheri will be seen later today. And of course, as was said earlier by Karishma, we are going to see some of the biggest cricketers of Mumbai later today. But just once again, very quickly, yesterday early on, lots of spin was expected and the spinners did very well. Later, the teams were stuffed full of faster bowlers. So is that going to be a normal trend? Spin first and maybe pace later?
That's right. I think the captains by now would have realized what the nature of the pitch is going to be. And because of the moisture, the rolling, the watering that's taken place, there's a bit of moisture left in the pitch. Once it goes away, if you notice, the last 10 overs were easier to bat in the first game than the first 10 to bat. And then the advantage of the roll on the pitch when the team batted second. So I would think that the future trend is going to be bowl first. so that you take advantage of the betterment of the pitch.
Especially if you have good spinners. And yesterday we saw a Surfit or left-arm orthodox did it really well. All right, so have I said this before? I think I'm going to say it many times because T20 Mumbai contains some of the finest cricketers in the land, and Rohan Gavaskar was out there with two of them for the toss.
It's day 2 of T20 Mumbai and it's match number 3. I've got the two captains here with me, Prithvi Shaw and Aditya Tare. With the match referee Shreyas Khanolkar, Paras Mamre will flip the coin for us. Just explaining what's heads and tails for this special coin. Heads is the call. And it's heads. Aditya, you won the toss. What are you going to do?
Are we going to have a bowl?
Any particular reason why you want to bowl first on this pitch?
Looks a little damp, and obviously it settles in the second half. So, after it gets a roll, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. But for that, we'll have to bowl well first.
And what's your composition in terms of bowlers? How many spinners, how many fast bowlers?
We've got a couple of spinners, 3 medium pacers and 1 all-rounder. So we're pretty bowling heavy for the first game.
Well, all the best, Aditya. Good luck for the game.
Thanks, Ron.
Prithvi, what would you have done?
I would have batted first. I mean, I'm quite happy with the wicket. I think it's going to be the same in both the innings, maybe a bit turn in the second innings. So I'm really happy that losing the toss and getting the thing with what I wanted.
And what's your composition for this game?
We've got a couple of spinners and 1 all-rounder and a couple of fast bowlers as well. So good balanced side, and we are really looking forward to it.
You had a good season with the Delhi Capitals. That will give you confidence with your teammates, telling them what to do from what you've learned from that dressing room?
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you see in Delhi Capitals, our support staff, they're all with legends and got really experience over there. And, Shreyas captaining the side, he did a really good job. And I had a couple of experience captainship as well. So looking forward for it.
Well, all the best, Prithvi. Good luck for the game.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's the news from the centre. The Strikers have won the toss and decided that they'll bowl first.
Well, Prithvi Shaw is not unhappy at losing the toss, but Aditya Tare confessing that he's going bowling heavy. So let's take a look at North Mumbai first. They will be batting. Shaw, of course, is in spectacular form. Ajinkya Patil, we got another couple of very good batsmen in the middle. And as he said, it's pretty balanced. How about the 47 is he now? Praveen Tambe is also a part of the team. And watch out for him because he's a very, very useful leggy. And then, of course, they are playing Aditya Tare's team, who was with us in the commentary box last year because he's injured, but he's back, and how. So we hope that we see the captain and keeper score plenty of runs here. A couple of other stars in the middle. And, of course, he mentioned that he has 3 seamers, an all-rounder, and Balwinder Singh Sandhu Jr. as well. So, once again, the key factor here is just the balance of the teams. Even the new teams have had plenty of time to get hold of a reasonable 11. And we talked about that yesterday and was proven because of the fact that Akash Tigers actually won against Triumph Knights, who were champions last year. So, that's the best part of the league. Anybody can win.
Anybody can win, so one has to be careful. None of these games are going to be easy for the opposition, so one will have to fight hard. But I'm looking forward to this kind of a game because you see a Prithvi Shaw coming and playing. He's come to this league with a huge reputation. An India player, a fantastic Ranji Trophy player, scoring heaps of runs at the faster in the T20s. So to me, he's the man to watch for simple entertainment.
Electrifying talent.
Absolutely.
But what about Aditya Tare? A little bit of pressure on him, new team. Of course, he's back now as well. Do you think he has the personnel?
Well, he's an experienced captain. He's played a long time for Mumbai now. So he was with us last time in the comp box, so we know his views on the game. And I think Aditya Tare is the kind of player who's rich in experience. He's a cool character. He's a bats well, keeps well. He knows his fielding positions. And he's played in the big league for almost 8 to 10 years. So there's a lot of experience with Tare.
Well, the best part about T20 Mumbai is the fact that despite the fact that we have 2 new teams, anybody can really win. We had an auction earlier on. The teams are once again very equally distributed and balanced. And yesterday, proof that new teams can also make a headway in the league. But so there's a little bit of pressure on North Mumbai Panthers because they were here last year. But Eagle Thane Strikers, you never know. They might pull out a bit of an upset as we saw yesterday. Big thank you to Milind Rege for joining us.
Pleasure.
And, well, like I said, we're feeling the heat. But the players out there, they will be enjoying it. We're ready for day 2 action after this break.
It's day 2 of the T20 Mumbai. We saw Parag absolutely rocking it last evening. Khanapurkar, that man with the 90. But it's time to look at Prithvi Shaw's Eagle Thane strikers. Mumbai Panthers as well in action. Well, first look at this beautiful Skoda. This is what is up for grabs for the winning captain. The Wankhede Stadium all set for a wonderful Wednesday with 2 more cracking encounters here. So, a few people trickling in on D Road, walking in. They're all excited to watch Prithvi Shaw in action. There's going to be Sarfraz Khan as well. We saw a couple of very interesting games. We saw an upset last evening with the defending champions being trumped by Akash Tigers, who are debutants in this tournament. And then we also saw the South Mumbai Supersonics, the Sobo Supersonics, rolling away to a comprehensive win last evening over Arcs Andheri. Right, the fellows in yellow, Sarfraz Khan on your screen. They call him Panda, all of 21 years old. He's part of the North Mumbai Panthers. Correction, the Eagle Thane strikers. He will be playing alongside Mumbai stalwart Aditya Thare, who was in the combox last season during the World T20 Mumbai. But here he is. This team led by Aditya Thare, also Mumbai captain Sarfraz Khan. Shardul Thakur also part of the Eagle Thane strikers. Alpesh Ramjani, Kritik Anagavadi, Sachin Wagh, lots of known and unknown names. The Supersonics were in yellow yesterday. Yet another team. Yellow seems to be the preferred colour. Also blue in T20 cricket. The Eagle Thane strikers won the toss and chose to field first, chose to chase. And the North Mumbai Panthers being led by the 19-year-old Prithvi Shaw. We'll also have stars of last season, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Jude Singh, also young Praveen Tambe, all of 47 years age, and Prathamesh Dake as well. So a few known names, a few unknowns that will rise to become stars in the coming days. It's only day 2 of this T20 extravaganza, which promises you the best of Mumbai cricket. We're just seconds away from the first ball of match number 3 between the Eagle Thane strikers and the North Mumbai Panthers. Virar ka chokra, Prithvi Shaw leading the North Mumbai Panthers. The man on your screen. Is there he is then. They got the graphic right now. He's travelled for years from Virar to Bandra to play cricket, being helped by coaches at the MIG in Bandra, and is now a test player. Joining Prithvi Shaw is Vikrant, the left-handed batsman, Vikrant Auti. While the spotlight will be on Prithvi, Vikrant Auti will look to make his presence felt here. Balwinder Sandhu ready with the ball. Right arm fast, says the graphic. We'll find out how much pace he's able to generate with this kind of heat. The weather app says 33, but I'm sure it feels like 43 out there. Manish Batavia in the commentary box with Rohan Gavaskar alongside. Rohan, Prithvi Shaw, they say test player. There's another kind of presence that a test player commands in Mumbai cricket. The moment you say test player, people take you a little more seriously in Mumbai circles.
In any circle, Manish, if you're a test player, you're a test player. That's it. Doesn't matter whether it's in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi. Here we go. First ball. Dot. Prithvi Shaw, what a wonderful talent he is. He's just got the ability, the shots. He's shown at the test level, he's got the temperament.
A few cynics said to say, but you know what, it was against the West Indies. However, well, a test 100 is a test 100. It's still the highest level. It's not his fault if the West Indies came here with an attack that didn't have much edge, much fire. One slip in place for Prithvi Shaw. This time he goes for it. That cracking shot. So Tendulkar-esque that shot from Prithvi Shaw. It's show time here at the Wankhede.
This is what I was talking about when I said what an unbelievable talent. Have a look at this. He's just so strong in that area. Anything short, square of the wicket on the offside or the leg side, he'll punish you.
Well, as a kid, they say he'd have these oversized pads that would cover half his thighs. He'd have a heavy bat, but that didn't really in any way affect his bat speed. He seems to use his bat like a toothpick, just swashes it. Terrific bat speed that occasion. This time much straighter, plays it on the onside. Will add a single, get off the strike, cool his heels a little bit on the at the non-striker's end to bring Vikrant Auti on strike. Good toss to win, given what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a good toss to win. We saw yesterday in the first game that was played, the day game that was played yesterday, that the first innings of that game was tough to bat, but just got a little easier as the day progressed. Aditya Thane will be hoping it's more of the same.
It's the Strikers versus the Panthers. The Strikers from Thane and the Panthers representing North Mumbai. Left-hander Vikrant Auti, a slip in place for him. Fine leg inside the circle. Oh, erring in line a little bit, wide call. Would have hoped to get a slight edge to run it down to fine leg for a 4. He knew the fielder was inside. T20 doesn't allow you any time to, well, warm up and have a bit of a gentle loosener of an over, because you can get punished. Let's take a look at the lineups. Waiting to see Sarfaraz Khan in action. They call him Panda. There's Balwinder Sandhu, Aishwarya Surve and Kritik, the pacers in this lineup. Sachin Wagh can bowl a bit of off spin as well. Alpesh Ramjani, the left arm spinner. Much straighter. Happy to take a single. Singles are always on offer.
Oh, especially when you've got someone like Prithvi Shaw at the crease, you will find a lot of fielders sitting deep, because they know he's got the ability to take advantage of the field restrictions. And that's why, as you mentioned, Manish, singles will always be on offer.
Well, we saw what Surya Kumar Yadav did yesterday. When he knew his team was struggling, he chose to just consolidate. Even this format allows you to consolidate. Spend some time at the crease, get the singles going, and then you can always take off towards the end. 28 runs in that last over. We saw the crowd come alive as well as the weather got better. Prithvi Shaw on strike, a slip in place. This works it so beautifully using his wrists. It's so typical of Mumbai batsmen. 8 so far of the first over. One more delivery to go, but that one boundary is perhaps a sign of things to come. No ball call then, 2 more to bowl at least. Massive, massive front foot no ball.
Yeah, that's not a good start. First over of the game, you've bowled a no ball. As a fielding unit, you want to sort of minimize the extras.
Lots of talk about Prithvi Shaw playing in the T20 Mumbai. Lots of talk about him on social media as well. Seeing a test player in action here. It's Vikrant Auti on strike. The slip's gone. Well, wanted to hit it much straighter. Perhaps the back turned in his hands and the ball goes across to mid-wicket, bringing Prithvi Shaw on strike. It's a bit of a cliche to talk about this right-hand, left-hand combination, but it is irritating for the fielding side, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Without doubt, it's irritating for the fielding side. But when you talk about the left-hand, right-hand combination, as a bowler, it really shouldn't affect you. In 2019, you're a professional bowler. You know what to do. You've practiced against left-handers. You've practiced against right-handers. So it really shouldn't upset your rhythm. That's smashed over the bowler's head. 4 runs.
Well, hit that with utter disdain. Just walked down the track like he was having a net. 2 boundaries in this over. 14 without loss after the first. 2 boundaries from Prithvi Shaw in the first over. Nicely sets up today's action. It's the Eagle Thane Strikers versus the North Mumbai Panthers. That was the second one. So much confidence, a streak of arrogance as well in that shot against Balwinder Sandhu. No fielder whatsoever. Watch out, umpire. Prithvi Shaw is in his zone today. Prithvi Shaw, product of Rizvi Springfield School. Just 19 years of age, and straight away a spinner comes in. Off spinner now, bowling around the wicket to the left-hander Vikrant Auti. No slip, short leg, fine leg inside the circle. Long off spinning as well. Shorter delivery, should have been punished.
He got away with that. No fielder in the deep on the offside. Square of the wicket.
Long off and deep mid-wicket in place. Giving it a bit of air. Now this is what we didn't see yesterday in that first game. If the ball's stopping and coming on, you'd perhaps want to give it a bit of light.
Well, in the first game, we saw that at the start of the innings, it was medium paces from both ends in the first innings. Here we've seen a spinner straight up. Second over of the game. And to be honest, it's been a really good over so far.
It's keeping it simple, bowling it straight. But now as Prithvi Shaw comes back on strike, things have to change. Long on in place for Prithvi Shaw. Just the impact Prithvi Shaw has. Let's take a look at the pitch. Milind Rege did that pitch report earlier today. It shouldn't worry the batsman, should it? That first look at the pitch, no cracks there.
Well, I think as a batsman, I mean, yes, there are certain pitches where you think, okay, I need to be a little bit more circumspect. I need to just be a little bit more judicious in my shot selection.
Oh, he had to dive for that second run. Vikrant Auti. The throw came in nice and fast at the non-striker's end.
The guy's got the mic here.
This time off the back foot, add 4 more to his score. Third boundary for Prithvi.
Oh, he looks to be in the mood. 16 of 7 deliveries. And again, short outside the off stump. That's just criminal. You know that's his favoured area. You know he will punish you. You've got to be spot on with your length when you're bowling to Prithvi Shaw.
It's come nice and ready. Got a couple of freebies in that first over. This one as well made it look so easy. Short leg. Happy to stroke it away on the onside to add a single to the score. 22 without loss after the first 2 overs. So the Prithvi Shaw show has begun. 3 boundaries already for this 19-year-old captain of the North Mumbai Panthers. It's match number 3 of the T20 Mumbai between the Eagle Thane Strikers and North Mumbai Panthers. They've tried a pacer from one end, a spinner from the other, and looks like Aditya Tare trusts his spinners a lot more. But the third over is brought on another spinner. He's now chosen a left-arm spinner in Sagar Mishra. With Prithvi Shaw on strike, he's given Sagar Mishra a slip. Fine leg inside the circle, but long off and mid-wicket on the boundary. It's a flat, nicely cut away. Beautiful square cut to the left of that fielder, which was inside the circle. A slightly uppish but effective.
Boy, should have stopped that. Just didn't judge the bounce well. But he should have stopped that. He's raced to 21, Prithvi Shaw, just 9 deliveries. 4 boundaries in his innings so far.
We still haven't seen 100 at the T20 Mumbai. Last night we had 2 90s. We had about 3 scores of 90 plus last season. Parag Khanapurkar came close, got run out yesterday. Could it be Prithvi tonight? Bowling a bit straighter, straight to the fielder at square leg. Action from the power play, match number 3. It's the Eagle Thane Strikers versus the North Mumbai Panthers, who did not manage to qualify for the playoffs last season.
Well, just talking about hundreds, I would normally have said that, look, in the T20 Mumbai, you would find 100, especially if you've got Prithvi Shaw playing, you've got Surya Kumar Yadav playing, Shreyas Iyer playing, simply because these 3 would bat in the top order, either open or go 3. But having said that, we're in the middle of May. The pitches are tired. If they're going to get 100, it's got to be in the early part of the tournament, because I think as the tournament progresses, the spinners will come into play and it'll be just that much tougher to get to that 3-figure mark.
Well, it did look a little bit different in the second game as compared to the first one yesterday. Also with that cool breeze blowing through, perhaps the batsman's job relatively easier. Thought about that single chose against.
Well, it's been a good start for the Panthers, hasn't it? 27 and 2.5. Thanks largely due to Prithvi Shaw so far, 22 of 12.
Prithvi Shaw will not be on strike at the start of the next over. Yet another single to end the over, 28 without loss. There it is, in case you've just joined us. It's match number 3 of the T20 Mumbai. It's North Mumbai Panthers being put into bat first by the Eagle Thane Strikers. Prithvi Shaw racing away to 22 of 12, 4 boundaries in that score. Vikrant Auti happy to just take singles, get off strike. 3 bowling options have been tried in the first 3 overs. And it's now time for the off-spinner Ankush Jaiswal to bowl his second over. Look at the field, third man, and fine leg inside the circle. Long off, waiting for that big shot. Will be called a wide, or will it? Yes, it will. Half an appeal from the keeper.
It was half an appeal because the keeper was actually just trying to con the umpire. He knew there was no bat on it, but he knew there was a chance that the umpire might declare it wide. That quick appeal just to con the umpire.
What's that? What's it called in Mumbai cricket circles? R.D. Burman.
You've been watching a lot of those ads, haven't you?
Oh yes, they're all over Twitter. I spent a little bit of time at Azad Maidan during my school days, and Cross Maidan, just hung around those nets where a lot of people played what they call pitch matches, 30-over matches, which took perhaps 7 overs to finish because lots of extras. This time, the lofted shot. The fielder's there, but he will not reach it. Perhaps will manage to cut it off. Just the confidence with which players back themselves to go for these shots. 31 without loss. Sachin Wagh, the fielder, at long off.
Bit of a mix-up. Direct hit. This could spell trouble. This could spell trouble. That's Prithvi Shaw. And he's walking back. Even though the umpire has referred it to the third umpire, Prithvi is walking back. He knows he was well short of his ground.
What an anticlimax. We were all set to watch a Prithvi Shaw special, but it wasn't to be. Not even in the frame. Not even in the frame. Prithvi Shaw, there was no single there, Rohan.
Absolutely right. Wasn't a good call. And as you can see, not even in the frame, really. I mean, got to say though, I have no idea why the umpire went to the third umpire. I mean, if he can't see that distance, that's something else. He's out by about 3 feet. Prithvi Shaw's already taken his pads off, probably waiting to go have a shower, but we're still debating whether he's out or not. It's 31 for 1.
Well, what could have been a full course meal ended up being a little snack. Prithvi Shaw, a short little innings. 22 of 12 with 4 boundaries. It wasn't to be a Prithvi Shaw special, unfortunately. Getting run out. That brings Ajinkya Patil on strike. Plays for the Cricket Club of India, not too far from here. You're a Prithvi Shaw fan, just close your eyes, don't watch this.
There was that hesitation. Unfortunately, he's back in the hut now. Don't want 2 run-outs in 2 deliveries.
Well, let's savor what we saw of Prithvi Shaw. 4 boundaries, 1 came in the first over. We'll take a look at that in just a bit. Such a vast repertoire of strokes in Prithvi Shaw's armory. If only he hadn't run. That was the first one. Cracking shot through covers. Then this one. And then one off the spinner in through the offside. The fourth one was that cut shot, which is slightly uppish. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Yet another risky single to end the 4th over. 32 for 1. Balwinder Singh Sandhu is back into the attack. 4 overs gone. Prithvi Shaw, the big threat, back in the hut after a run out. The only wicket so far. Vikram Rauti is scored 6 of 10. Ajinkya Patil has just walked in. Change in the bowling mix. Balwinder Singh Sandhu is back and he's got a slip in place. They've got a long leg waiting.
Balvinder Sandhu has first-class experience. Played and done well for Mumbai in the past.
Good loud shot of no. No ball called.
Well, you had an inkling that he wasn't happy with his run-up because he stopped before he bowled the first delivery. The umpire saw that he had just transgressed. Free hit.
Field doesn't change. The field remains the same. An opportunity now for Ajinkya Patil to just go for it. Does he try a khade shot? Does he walk down the track? Goes for it straight away, misses out. He's unable to find that sweet spot on the bat. Not much flutter there. Oh, now there is.
Which is good to see because it means there's a decent breeze blowing across the ground, which is good for the players.
Good to see the last couple of deliveries. There's been a loud call for no 9999 in Marathi. You heard that loudly off the stump mic rather. Prithvi Shaw's dismissal would have most certainly scarred these two and perhaps was a wake-up call. How crucial it is to keep going. How quickly momentum changes in this sport.
Well, again, that loud call, clear lines of communication. Batsman saying nahi. Nahi, yes, no, all acceptable. The only word you should not use while calling is go, because it sounds so much like no. And if there's a bit of a crowd and there's a lot of noise, if you don't hear that clearly, you might wait at the non-striker's end while the partner, your striker, he's run because he said go and he thinks you've heard that call.
And when you don't communicate and just run, you get stories like the one that Wasim Akram often shares. He said, "Arey, Inzi bhai, Wasim bhai, aap yahan?" Let's take a look at the Prithvi Shaw run out once again. There's some confusion. Vikrant Auti did take off. Prithvi Shaw trusted him, went for it. Not sure who you can blame on this occasion, but there was no run clearly. Was that Prithvi's call because the ball had gone behind square?
Well, I think it was still Vikrant's call. When you say behind square, it's got to be like third man or fine leg, where the batsman who's on strike has to look behind while the non-striker has a clear view. Smashed, will get 4.
Walked down the track a little bit, made room for himself. And that cracking shot through the offside. Vikrant Auti now looking much better. He's had a look at the pitch. He's got a measure of the bowler. Made room for himself in front of square. That shot, beautiful. Five boundaries so far in the score of 38. Still in the power play. 4 of which were hit by Prithvi, who's now sitting in the hut, in the shade. This time he improvises. Is that the first 6? Yes, it is! A 6 to end the over, 44 for 1 after 5.
1 over of power play still left, 44 with the loss of 1 wicket, but what a wicket that one. Prithvi Shaw. We'll try and take a look at that again a little later, and just how needless that run out was. Yet, Vikrant finally moving on a bit, 16 from 12, and his partner, Patil, taking his time. Hasn't the offie bowled well? He's in his 3rd over, has given only 12 so far, Ankush, and has troubled batsmen on occasion. There's the 6th last ball, last over off Sandhu, a 4 before that. The bowler might well wonder, it wasn't such a bad ball, was it? But a very innovative and rewarding shot that. I've got Milind Rege here with me. Milind, of course, you saw the pitch earlier on and you recommended that perhaps the side winning the toss should bowl first. So Aditya Thare has taken advantage of that. And to be fair, his spinners haven't done too bad a job.
Yes, and Aditya Thare, good morning, Charu. Aditya Thare, yes, is a very experienced captain. Look at his field placings. They're absolutely perfectly placed. You know, he's avoiding the singles. He's kept people in the deep for the shot that is lofted. It's a good decision. He's telling his players to stand up, not give the singles, stand on the line. But I was very disappointed when Prithvi Shaw got out. Very, very, very.
We'll take a look at that again, but Aditya Thare very much the field marshal right now as the keeper. Jumps out and can't quite get the meat of the blade. Needed a direct hit to trouble the batsman coming to the danger end. It was another dangerous single, and the running has been very suspect.
Let's have a look at that shot again. Too much of right hand in it, as a result of which there was no timing. The right hand held pretty tight. You got to have a loose right hand to play that off-drive shot. So, well, that's a good start all the same. 45 for 1. The offie is bowling well on the spot, not giving too much room to cut, etc. And look at the fielders, they are right on target, avoiding the single. And that's what T20 cricket is all about. Don't give those singles. A dot ball is an extremely uncomfortable thing for the batting side. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Just the 2 runs in that over.
Yeah, even the previous shot went on the bounce to the fielder, but he was at the 30-yard circle, so just enough time to complete an easy single. Now it's an offside loaded field for this last delivery. Goes up and over, just about. Again, hasn't quite connected, but he'll get a boundary. And a very good over. Comes to a sad end for Ankush. 18 from his 3 overs after 6. Power play is up. It's 50 for 1. Bartle still well behind what should be a decent strike rate in T20 cricket. Striking at only 53. We'll have to be a little patient with him, I suppose. But Vikrant, who's been there for a while, 17 now, courtesy that 4 and 6 in the over before off Sandhu. Their team run rate 8.33, so that's not too bad. I think it's a power play that's been well utilized. 50 runs, it's the loss of 1 wicket. It was, of course, a very important wicket. That's what happened. Prithvi Shaw came in. Of course, all of us expected him to go from right from the start, and he did. Wonderful strokes. The timing and the power of it all was just magnificent. That should have been stopped, though. And then this. Just ridiculous. We'll try and take a look at that later again. Aditya Thare doing very well to collect a low throw. There were Newman, or Sagar coming in with his second over, 6 of his first.
Charu, what is disappointing me is the over rate. Even yesterday they took a long time. Today in half an hour they've just bowled 5.1, 5.2. I mean it's a little. I think they'll have to hurry up with the over rate.
Well, there's a lot of fine-tuning of the field after just about every delivery. And I'm not blaming the captain, in this case the keeper, because you do want to set it right. But a lot of this needs to be discussed before.
Bowling.
It's not that the medium pacers are operating. Most of the time, you seem to be getting the spinners on. So they need to hurry up because they've got to cover up the over rate.
We need a Jadeja. Or an Afridi. Up in the air, but in the gap. Should be an easy 2. All right, let's just go back to that moment which the North Mumbai Panthers will be ruining, the run out of Prithvi Shaw. Now, again, if Rohan was here, he'd say I'm a hard man, but Prithvi Shaw sacrificed his wicket for what? For Vikrant? Because he saw the ball every single moment, and it was Vikrant who may have wondered whether I should or not, but Prithvi saw the ball clearly, and he has to have known that he couldn't have made it, Milind.
Yes, and to top it all, there was a yes, no. There was a fumble. And that's what delayed Prithvi Shaw from going. When I agree with you, there was simply no run over there. And Prithvi Shaw is the best player in the team, so he should have been more careful. It's not that it was anybody's call really, but he could have refused it, surely.
Well, just going by what happened yesterday, if I remember the star cast correctly, Surya Yadav was saying yes and no, and then Gadigaonkar, the keeper, said, well, I'm going to sacrifice my wicket for somebody who's batting really well, who is the dada of the team. And here too, maybe Vikrant Ahuti should have said, well, I've said yes and no, but I really need to sacrifice my wicket. I'm going to go back. Prithvi, go back. Because Prithvi was batting beautifully as expected. Where was the sacrifice?
And this could be the turning point in the game, because when Prithvi is gone, the rest of the fielding side raises his standards by 100%, because he's the man who's going to score all the runs. And with the kind of attacking cricket that Prithvi plays, it was a great relief for the fielding side.
Without question. You could almost sense the bowlers were wondering, oh my gosh, I'm bowling to Prithvi. Where do I bowl? Because he can hit me strong and big from just about anywhere. Make some room. Does Patil. Only for a single. And it's 56 for 1 after 7. Four extras so far, largely because Balwinder Sandhu couldn't keep away from the no balls, and yet he might feel very fortunate because off the free hit, North Mumbai Panthers just couldn't score. I think there was a single and then no score at all, so he got away with that. Potentially, we could have had at least 8 to 10 run score off those free hits, but wasn't to be. Sandhu, 26 from 2. Ankush, not too bad. The spinner's been okay, and Sagar also just 12 from his 2 now in T20 figures. 6 and over is fabulous.
Seam bowler. He's done well in the under-23 category. This young man. He's taken a lot of wickets last season. He scored runs also, so he's a genuine all-rounder. One is looking forward to the pace he can generate or the movement he can have.
Well, it was not the fielding side, it's the batting side. He wasn't ready. Patil. Well, a quick apology from him, so that's nice to hear. But he needs to apologize to his dugout as well. He's taken 17 deliveries, scored only 11 so far. Needs to get going. Again, lots of shoulder, just over the man at backfoot point, and he'll get a boundary. Dangerously hit, not from the middle of the bat, that's for sure.
Too short delivery, really. Enough time to cut. See how short it is. There's no fielder in that area. Has easy pickings. Just square cut it. There he sees. Whack.
You obviously have high praise for Krutik, but just judging from the first delivery, it's a ambling run up and lots of shoulder towards the end. Beats the man in the covers, but mid off races to his left. Oh, he may have done himself a little bit of damage there. We hope not, but he's struggling. I think it's the left knee. Kind of got stuck when he was racing to his left.
Oh, that's Sarfaraz. It's a great attempt, but look, he lands on that knee of his. He's a man not of a slight build, really.
You're very kind and generous, Milind. think maybe needs to get in the keto diet.
Trying to hit it too hard, really trying too much of the right hand on it, as a result of which is not timing the ball. With his modern bats, Charu, all you need is to time it sweetly. Look how hard he's trying to hit it. As a result of which, is hitting it on the ground instead of placing it between the fielders.
Now, I may be wrong, but I detected that in anguish he uttered a word or two that he might regret. Got to be careful. There's stump mics and all sorts of other things. Oh, nice carry. Oh, they steal a single off that throw. I think. Wonder who's to blame. The bowler wasn't quite paying attention.
That is poor cricket, really. You've got to be attentive for all these things. Let's have a look at it again. Short delivery, some pace. Then it throws it back. And that is absolutely not necessary. Very, very poor cricket. These runs at the end of it, if you lose by a run, that will be the run.
I'm trying hard not to blame Thane, the keeper, who spotted that the striker was outside his crease, Patil, and then you do trying to take a shy. But the bowler also should have been aware to the situation to collect it. Put his hands to it, but no commitment. So, to a lefty now. Yeah, that's a good line. And unfortunately for the fielding side, just to the left of third man for a single.
A bit of movement and a lot of shoulder in that delivery. That's what I like of this young kid. He's trying to work up some pace. Look at it. The ball has quite a bit of bounce.
Yeah, it got big on Vikrant. I don't think he meant to hit it up in the air so much, but fortunately for him, to the left and just short of third man. Last ball of the over has given 7 so far, Kritik. Slower one. Yes, nice loud call. That's what we want, because again, the batsman guilty of taking 1 or 2 steps too many. An eventful over, 8 gone, 64 for 1. Mumbai is skyscraper country, and here are 2 big ones for North Mumbai. The first over, thanks to Prithvi Shaw, and then of course the 5th, because of that 4 and 6 off Sandhu again. Sandhu being the most expensive bowler so far, and I'm sure he'll want to redeem himself later in the innings. Well, we have Asif now coming in from the south or the pavilion end here at the Wankhede. It had to be more spin, hadn't it, Milan?
I think from last evening's game, they've decided that your team should be packed with spinners, because there's nothing in it for the faster bowlers. 9, 9, 9, 9 is the call. So much of shouting. But I'd prefer that than a yes, no, or a no,
True.
or a go.
Well, you know, there's no point being rough here, because, I mean, there is a certain... I don't know how to say this, because they played so much cricket, all these guys, even though we're looking at T20 Mumbai, not maybe the highest league, which is the IPL or whatever, but all of them have played a lot of cricket without doubt. And the judgment of whether it's 1 or 2 just needs to improve a little more. Long on ensures only a single.
The only point in their favor, Charu, is that they haven't played with each other. I mean, it was just last week when the teams got together, so they haven't had an opportunity really to understand each other, play with each other, and that's the reason. So the whole idea of this T20 should be that these teams should play together for a longer period of time. Maybe the decision to play this and then give them enough time is necessary.
You make a good point, because it's also very important to know the abilities of your playing partner, how athletic, how quick, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's almost always a two-party judgment, and both need to be on the same page. And failing which, the louder the call, the better. Patil still well below 100 in terms of strike rate, only 78.
This actually is a good wicket to play the drive. If the ball is coming onto the bat nicely. But they seem to be going on the back foot and trying to hit hard through the covers. I mean, ideally, I would put my left foot out and push the ball towards the cover, extra cover region, like a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli do. They use their front leg while making most of the shots. Only if it's a short delivery outside the stump, then they go for these cuts.
Is that Sarfraz again? He's feeling the ill effect of that ball earlier on his left knee. Jumps and into the hands, we think, of deep mid-wicket. Just did not get enough bat on it. He was trying to push things along, Vikrant. And that would be the second wicket for Aditya Thane and his team.
That really is a good ball to deliver. He slowed it down. You can see he slowed it down. And that's the reason that the timing wasn't there. But a great, lovely little catch. Very safe. Judged it well. He's a happy man.
So Vikrant Auti, the other opener, 22 from 20. It's 68 for 2. New man in, comes racing in. That's what we want, some energy, because the one at the crease right now, Patil, is 19 from 24. So I wonder if Sairaj has been sent in with some instructions about pushing it along. We're almost at the halfway stage. No panic though, because if in the next over at the halfway stage they're about 75, that indicates at least a 160, 170 to me. So maybe Sairaj has been given an over or two to see things and then move it along. But certainly a conversation with Patil here saying, Patil, you've been here 24 deliveries. You got to move things along.
Sairaj Patil is one of the better youngsters of Mumbai cricket. Has done well at the under-23 level. One looks forward to a decent innings from him. He's a good driver of the ball. Last season he'd done well in a couple of games.
I think Sairaj Patil also smart enough to know that there's not going to be much medium pace or fast bowling because he's coming without a helmet, which is a little unusual in cricket these days. So Sarfaraz Khan now comes in.
Thanks.
Right arm leggy. I wonder how he's doing with that left knee issue of his.
Don't remember Sarfaraz bowling, Charu.
Well, maybe a spur-of-the-moment decision by Aditya Thane saying that I've got to keep the slow bowlers on. Because so far we've seen that the big hits are missing. Yeah, Auti got one big six. Ooh, big loop. And that will be a 4 straight away. In that extra cover region, as you were mentioning, Sarfaraz pretty cross with himself, but there's no concept of a loosener anymore in T20 cricket.
Actually, this is the time the batting side should capitalize on this move by Thane to have a non-regular bowler. At least 3 boundaries in 1 over will take them far. Don't allow him to pitch, just get after him.
What a freebie for Patil, and that helps the strike rate inch towards 100. Much better, landed it. That goes to long on the bounce. These days, Milind, players hit so big with their bats and with their strength, but so far, except for Prithvi, of course. And there's a wicket again. You can't blame a lefty for going against a left-arm orthodox, but as you said, didn't quite time it again. That was well inside the boundary line. This is not a very big boundary, so we'll have to say the 6-hitting ability, except for Prithvi Shaw, whom we know, is a little suspect.
There again, a nice little juicy full toss. Yet another one struck in an area where there are no fielders. I told you I've never seen him bowling, Charu.
Well, we may not see much more of him today as well. Aditya Thane is a big teapot behind the stumps, both hands on hips, saying, uh-oh, I suppose I'll have to take a bit of the blame myself. Couldn't be too pleased.
And you're putting pressure on the bowler now because he's already been hit for 2 boundaries. One more there, hit it hard, let the ball whack it to the boundary. Just need to place it between those 2 fielders.
Well, Sarfaraz may still have the last laugh, we'll see. But Patil still striking at only 92. Sairaj, of course, doing a little better. He's only just come in, though. Pulls it short, up in the air. He could get a wicket. And he does! Did I say he might have the last laugh? That was it from the bottom of the bat. Patil just could not get going today. And it was only a matter of time. Sarfaraz will be delighted. So do Aditya Thane for that decision.
Set to early. Short ball. Just took it for granted that he could hit him. But look at that shot. It's a pathetic shot, really. It's a no shot. Absolutely no shot. He didn't pull it. He didn't do anything. He hit it with a cross bat like a tennis shot. A nice little catch taken. Sarfaraz is delighted. मैंने बोला था ना मैं wicket लूंगा.
Kuch run de ke lunga. Ajinkya Patil didn't quite get going today. 27 deliveries for his 24. It's 78 for 3 now, North Mumbai Panthers. So just 1 ball short of the halfway stage. Prithvi Shaw going early after a little cameo, and he looked so good for those 22 runs. Vikrant struggled a bit, the lefty, 22 for him as well. And Patil, they're all getting out in the early 20s. But that might be enough. If 7 or 8 of them get early 20s, it'll be okay. So there's Swapnil, Atif, Karan, Mangela as well can get some runs. And then we get into the bowling specialists. 5 extras. 1 ball left for the halfway stage. Sarfaraz has struck. 1 for 10. So I wonder, because of that wicket, will Sarfaraz get another over? We'll find out. Last ball. And again, it was dropped very short. Lucky to get away with it. Just a single. Halfway stage, it's now 79 for 3.
So much happened in that last over from Sarfaraz Khan. Gave away a couple of freebies, a couple of full tosses going for 4, and then the wicket of Ajinkya Patil caught Jaiswal. Bowl Sarfaraz 24 or 27. A new batsman comes in.
Batsman, make it quick. Covering leg.
Shashikant Kadam also bowls a left arm spin, but his team needs runs.
Right arm over.
79 in the first 10. He had 50 in the power play. Rohan, yet again, how quickly things change after an impressive power play.
And that's the beauty of this game. 2 or 3 overs can swing the game in the opposite direction.
Bowling.
I saw the first wicket. Prithvi Shaw run out by quite a distance.
That's it.
And then the second wicket fell. Ajinkya Patil was the second to go. The third to go, I beg your pardon.
Prithvi Shaw run out, Vikrant out, he caught Sagar Mishra, bowl Asif Sheikh, and then Ajinkya Patil the last one. Slightly short of length that. Good call. Oh, running that single off a misfield. No chance whatsoever. It was second on that overthrow. Prithvi Shaw started off with a blitzkrieg. And then that crazy run out. And since then, it's been difficult for the batsmen to keep going. Prithvi Shaw made it look really easy, but the spinners have managed to put the brakes on the run scoring.
Well, they've done well. Our spinners have done really well. But having said that, 81 for 3 in 10.2 overs, you take that as a batting side. You'd be hoping the last 10 get you about 90. Then you've got about 170. So you take that as a batting side. And if it means being 80 for 3, so be it. You've got to trust your middle order. You've got to trust your middle and lower order. And that's what a lot of good T20 teams do. They go hard up front. And if in trying to do so, trying to get to about 60 or 50 in the power play, you lose 2 wickets, so be it. Ideally, you would not want to lose wickets. But if you do, in that endeavour to get to 50 or 60, and if you get to 50 or 60, if it's 55 for 2, you take that. That's why.
We also saw how the Supersonics turned it on yesterday. They scored 125 in their last 10. It's always possible to hit that gear. Question of a couple of overs, but we saw the Arcs and there he struggled with absolutely no edge, no firepower in that middle order. We'll find out what the Panthers have in store. Kadam has just walked in, Shashikant Kadam, along with Sairaj Patil. Straight shot. He's lofted it. It's got the elevation. Does it have the distance? Not quite. Out! Very well taken. The ball swerved a little bit in the air. Wicket number 4 for the Eagle Thane strikers. Just what we were talking about. Does the middle order have it in itself to stay at the crease? One more wicket down.
What a top quality catch. He made it look a lot easier than it was. As you said, Manish, ball was swirling, went very high. Didn't get the distance, kept his eyes on the ball. Good catching technique. Top quality catch. Shashikant Kadam goes for 1. It's 83 for 4.
Shashikant Kadam goes next to that lofted shot. No power, no distance whatsoever, lots of elevation. And that brings Swapnil Sarvi on the crease. He will partner with Sairaj Patil, all of 22 years old from Thane. Nice confident looking shot in the backward point region. 2 fielders in pursuit, but that will go for 4. Split that gap so beautifully, kept the fielders interested. Good shot that by Sairaj Patil.
He started off well, 12 of 6 now. This was just a high quality shot. T20, ODI, or first class cricket, doesn't matter, the longer version. If you can play shots like that, always going to get you runs.
Krutik Hanagavadi has been very impressive today, very controlled. Thanks Amit Pagnis a lot for his success as a 10-wicket haul in the CK Naidu Trophy tournament. Was against Punjab last year. Amit Pagnis, the Mumbai under-23 coach. End of the over, 88 for 4. Right, 88 for 4 are the North Mumbai Panthers after 11. We've got Karishma Kotak standing by.
Well, I have with me the young Prithvi Shaw that everyone's been talking about, and I luckily got this lad with me. So a good start to the innings, but unfortunately came out too soon. I'm sure you're going to be raring to go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent start for the team and just a bit of miscommunication in the between. But yeah, I think we are doing okay.
Yeah.
I think just too many early wickets, but it's fine. We are going well now, so let's see.
Let's talk about the team combination. What are you expecting from your team?
I mean, they know their roles, okay? They have played so much of club crickets and everything. I think this is a great opportunity for them and for me as well, to be honest. And I think they should just be free and they, whatever they play in club cricket and state matches, they just have to apply those things in this game. So yeah, that's it.
Well, after quite a decent IPL, you must be happy to be back here.
Yeah, it's always, I'm very happy to be back in Mumbai because it's my home. It's my home team and. It's always great to be back and like you can hear this noise, so it's always great to be back here.
Well, we can hear the noise. There's a lot going on, as you can hear the crowd cheering. Are you happy with the score so far?
Yeah, it's a good score, and I'm just trying to believe that these guys are gonna take it forward until the end. So we might get 170, 180. It's a good score to defend. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna let you go back. Thank you so much, Prithvi. See you soon. Thank you, and good luck to you and your team. Back to you guys.
Well, thanks, Prithvi. Looks comfortable, looks confident, looks very relaxed, trusts the abilities of Sairaj Patil, who's just hit a terrific 6 over long off, and one more shot. Oh, what a miss! What a terrible, terrible miss that. Goes for another 6, and they reach the triple figure mark.
Yeah, I think you were just a little bit worried about stepping on that boundary rope. That's why his judgment wasn't spot on. Didn't time his jump right. You're right. It's a big, big miss.
Krutik Henagavadi, the pace bowler. Perhaps a bit tired, perhaps it was the sun in his eyes. 2 sixes in this over. Chance of another boundary. Henagavadi will cut it off. He will add 2 to the score. It's been a terrific over for the North Mumbai Panthers. And suddenly, in just 3 deliveries, things look very different, as you said, Rohan.
Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as he ran across to try and collect that shot, the only thought in his mind was don't misfield and don't let this go for 4. And it's only natural. It's only natural. We've just dropped a catch. It's gone for 6.
Straight away, he's been sent to the mid-wicket boundary then. A bit of a piece posting is moved up across to square leg then. And there he is, the champion. A little glimpse of the brand ambassador, the super centurion, the master, Sachin Tendulkar. In case you want to catch a better glimpse of the champion, head over to the Wankhede Stadium. We've got another game coming up this evening between the Namo Bandra Blasters and the Arcs Andheri.
I'm pretty sure, Manish, as soon as the camera panned on Sachin, you said master, everyone knew who you were talking about. You didn't have to say Sachin Tendulkar. Quite certain about that.
Yes, enough said. SRT. Remember that day, that afternoon in November 2013, where there was not a dry eye in this stadium across the country. That lump in the throat moment with that speech that is etched in our hearts and minds forever. That retirement speech. Cut away. The fielders there. Where were you, Rohan, that day? Were you at the Wankhede? The day Tendulkar said Alvida forever?
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't. But I wasn't in Mumbai. I also remember when he was batting overnight. I think he was in the 70s overnight. And it seemed like he'd get to that 100th 100. No, that was another test I'm talking about. Not in his last test. And it seemed that he'd get 100 in his last test. I think he was batting overnight. I was on my way to the Wankhede, listening on the radio. He gets out, car takes a U-turn, and I go back home.
Ah, so many such stories. 12 gone, 105 for 4. Right, so breaking news. Sachin Tendulkar is at the Wankhede Stadium. So head over to the Wankhede. We've got 2 games coming up. The Bandra Blasters will take on the Arc Andheri. And at this point, the North Mumbai Panthers have sort of resurrected their innings thanks to Sairaj Patil's spirited hitting. 29 of 12 for him. Swapnil has just walked in after the wicket of Shrikant Kadam. Caught Ankush, bowled Krutik. 1 drop catch in that last over. Sachin Tendulkar is here at the Wankhede, and I'm sure we will see a lot more of him as the day progresses. Yet another lofted shot. Oh, made that single-handed attempt, but the ball sails over the boundary.
Just eluding the grasp of the fielder there. But this has been excellent from the Panthers. 111 for 4. We're just into the 13th over, 12.1. And they're going at a rate of knots at the moment.
Well, that ball hit the Dream 11 advertising board, perhaps telling our viewers to look at this man when they pick their next Dream 11 fantasy game. Could be a game changer. Sairaj, 35 of 14, is making up for what the crowd didn't get from Prithvi Shaw. Nice clean hit that, Rohan.
Excellent shot. It's been a really good innings. 35 of 14.
This time walks down the track. It's a big one. That's a way of saying thank you, Sachin, for turning up. 1 more 6. Sairaj Patil is playing an absolute blinder here.
Oh, this was massive. Absolutely massive. A little shimmy down the track, gets to the pitch of the ball and bang. Those hospitality boxes there. Just a top quality shot.
He's doing it against his own Thane. He's born in Thane, but he's playing against Thane at this point. Plays for Dadar Union, now lives in Boisar. His loyalties lie truly with the North Mumbai Panthers. Sairaj Patil is playing a terrific knock here. 5 sixes so far in this innings for the North Mumbai Panthers. 117 for 4. And we've got 7 more overs to go after this. Nicely driven through the covers. Proper cricket shot. That'll make Milind Rege proud.
Well, this has been an amazing innings. 45 of 16, strike rate of 281, 3 boundaries, 4 sixes. But just the quality of his striking. I'll tell you what, keeps this up, there'll be a lot of scouts looking at him and saying, hang on a minute, have we found a little gem over here?
Well, I'm sure all the IPL talent scouts are keeping an eye on the T20 Mumbai. Sairaj, 45 of 16. Lots of nice, clean hits, lusty blows. Hasn't looked messy at all. Has played proper cricket shots on that last occasion, clearing his left foot, making room for himself. Just what Milind Rege was talking to Charu Sharma about a little while ago. Left arm spinner then. Oh, wide. The wicket keeper caught napping. A gift, no chance of stopping that one. Add that to the extras. White plus 4 takes the score to 121 for 4, 122 for 4.
Yeah, this has been an expensive over. 21 off it already. We just have got another 2 deliveries to come. Aditya Tare, skipper, not happy.
Perhaps the fear of Sairaj Patil dancing down the track, much better. Compensates on the leg stump, happy to just work it away on the onside to add to his score. He moves up to 46.
And he's hit some amazing shots. 4 sixes. Second was a bit lucky, was a drop chance. The best of the lot was the 4th one. Humongous.
We'll perhaps send a thank you note to Krutik Hanagavadi for that drop catch. Happy to milk singles nicely. They know they've got enough time left. 13 gone, 128 for 4. Sairaj Patil has come to the party. Well, he started the party after Prithvi Shaw departed early. For a moment, for a while, in the middle overs, it looked like they were losing their way, losing quick wickets in succession. But then Sairaj Patil has changed the complexion of this innings. He's got 46 of 17, which is very evident in those big skyscrapers on that Manhattan graphic. At the moment, he's off strike. Swapnil is on strike. He's watched the entertainment from the non-strikers. And Sairaj Patil, of course, had the fastest 50 as well last season in the T20 Mumbai. A 17-ball half-century. This is a repeat act.
Just trying to be a little cute there. Just try to get that down fine. 128 for 4, 13.1 gone. This is good cricket. You want to give Sairaj as much of the strike as possible when he's in such a rich vein of form.
Who does Aditya Tare go to? Sandhu has been expensive, 26 of his 2 overs. He's tried 7 bowling options. Sarfraz Khan, while he did get a wicket, gave away 11 runs in that over, a couple of easy full tosses. Surve was expensive as well in the 1 over he bowled. A chance for a catch, and he's gone. No power, no elevation, nothing in that shot. Very well caught by Sandhu on the long gone boundary. And that is the end of Sairaj Patil.
Yeah, just didn't get the power that he would have liked, Sairaj. Big wicket, without doubt, because he was striking it beautifully. Sairaj Patil goes for 46, it's 129 for 5.
Karan Nande has come into bat, right-handed batsman for the North Mumbai Panthers at number 7, 129 for 5. Yet another twist that the Panthers weren't expecting. Sairaj Patil was looking ominous in that innings of 46, 4 sixes and 3 fours, but this is how it ended.
Yeah, just didn't get a clean strike. Fortunate for him. Didn't get another chance this time round.
Good quick single. Did the bat turn in his hands, Rohan, on that occasion? Is that a function of bat weight as well at times?
No, you can't talk about bat weight, because you look at the other times he's struck the ball. It's been absolutely fine. Sometimes the handle slips. You don't hit it from the sweet spot of the bat. Happens a lot. As a batsman, you just got to hope when you mistime one, it either falls in no man's land or falls short of the fielder.
The North Mumbai Panthers had 50 runs in the power play, 50 for 1 they were. They've added 81 since then, lost 4 wickets in the 8.5 overs thereafter. They've always been alive to the possibility of a single, long on and mid-wicket. Waiting at the back, happy to just nudge it across. We'll think about the 2 now, decide against it. End of the over, 132 for 5 then.
.132 for 5. Everyone's contributed except for Kadam. Everyone's gone off to a start. 22, 22, 24, 46. what's been really impressive is Sairaj Patil's innings, 46 of 18. And that's why the Panthers are in such a commanding position. 132 for 5 after 14.
And the innings by Ajinkya Patil was a bit strange. Came into bat at number 3, 24 of 27. Played a rank bat shot. Milind Rege in the commentary box was very displeased with that shot. Caught Ankush Jaiswal, bowled Sarfaraz Khan. 2 gifts from Sarfaraz and a return gift from Ajinkya Patil in that 1 over that Sarfaraz Khan bowled. 132 for 5, 6 more overs to go. How many more can the Panthers get? This time tries a sweep. Did he get a bit of bat on that? They will add 4. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. Yes, he did get a little bit of bat. 4 signal by the umpire.
If you ask Prithvi Shaw and the team management, they would have hoped for a wide. If you ask the batsman, he's happy that he's got a bat to it. You can easily see the ball deflecting. Went really fine.
Yet another inside-out shot between the sweeper cover and the long off. Very intelligently played that shot.
Oh, excellent cricketing shot. Saw that there was a big gap between long off and deep cover. Completely in control. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just wanted to get over the infield. He knew once it got over the infield, it would always be 4.
Well, they've shown the kind of depth they have in this lineup. They've got players who come in at 6 and 7 and 8 and can tonk a few. It's something that the Arcs Andheri lacked yesterday. They will play tonight's second game against the Namo Bandra Blasters. They lost their first game to the Supersonics by 48 runs. It was a hapless batting performance by the Arcs Andheri. Kevin Almeida will be looking for a much better show as captain, as batsman. This time he will not have Jay Bista on the opposition. Also Gaurav Jathar, Tushar Deshpande, who bowled fairly well yesterday. Looking forward to see Azhar Ansari as well. We didn't see him in action yesterday. Possibly Tanmay Mishra, the only World Cup player featuring in this tournament. 15 overs gone, 141 for 5.
A little bit of flattery here, to use an old cliche, to deceive, except Sairaj Patil. He was fabulous. 18 balls for his 46. Free stroking, big hitting. The rest were really caught in their 20s without moving much. Of course, we'll have to make special mention of Prithvi, who got run out first, the biggest star on show today. And he looked so good for his 22. I have Milind Rege here with me again. The score 141 with 5 overs to go. Looks to me like maybe even 200, or certainly pretty close to that. If they have some more big hitters, we'll see.
And that is what has disappointed me, Charu, with some of the younger players in the Mumbai, these teams. They're happy with their performances of 35 and 40 runs. Now, if somebody like a Sairaj Patil, who was stroking the ball so beautifully, his strike rate was huge, why did he have to play those kind of shots? I mean, go on batting, score an 80, score an 75, 80, 90. Tell the world that I've arrived. That is what is missing today in Mumbai's cricket.
Swapnil sweating profusely, although he's been there only for, what, 8 balls now for his 5 runs. But so what does the winning captain get? That. And if he gets that color, oh, magnificent. Rapid Onyx, Skoda, our official sponsors here. I'll tell you what, I'd like to be a captain of one of the teams here. Hopefully the winning team. And the best part, of course, is that we have no clue. We've got 2 teams added on. That's 8 in total. And the way the competition seems to be brewing, I know it's early days, but there seems to be no clear favorite, and that's wonderful for any tournament.
Yes, as we see the tournament progressing, we'll see far more competition. It gets more deeper. That's why I feel that last evening when one of the teams lost, their run rate dropped so badly. You never know, you can be pipped by minus 0.1.
Oh, a sweep. We haven't seen much of that, but only for a single. You are right. I was a little perplexed by the way Arks and there you went about their chase, because even if you're not going to get 189 or whatever the chase was yesterday, trying to get as close to it as possible rather than give up and it was a listless batting performance eventually, although it started in pretty good fashion.
Swapnil is a good striker of the ball, highly experienced. And that's when I come back to Sairaj Patil. He's got so much talent. He's a good all-rounder, bowls a bit of medium pace. This is the time for him to tell the selectors, look, I'm coming, I'm arriving. But if you get out to shots and, which is not helping your team, they need to consolidate. The better players, the bigger players, and that's gone. One more
another
gone.
wicket. And North Mumbai Panthers here are self-destructing a bit. It was a short ball, perhaps did deserve the treatment, but you got to get enough bat behind it. These guys are all very strong. They got good big bats, and he just didn't get perhaps the right spot, the sweet spot. Or maybe he did, just didn't have the strength, but it went almost straight to the fielder. And eventually it was a good catch, had to backpedal a bit. He judged it well. Didn't have to fall, though, made it quite spectacular. But finally, reward for Ankush as Swapnil Salvi goes for 5 from 10. Not a happy visit, 146 for 6. Atif to join Karan, who's actually not doing too bad a job, 15 from 9, because this is when some big-time acceleration needs to happen. We've seen the biggest stars of the game. Yesterday it was Surya Yadav who accelerated beautifully towards the end. Of course, his team unfortunately couldn't quite win. And also Parag Kanapurkar was just fantastic. What a pity he couldn't get his 100. Atif may have an instruction from the dugout to just ensure that Karan gets most of the strike right now.
They need to add another 40 runs in the balance 4 overs. 10 runs per over is not difficult on this pitch.
Did I see that correctly? Just 6 runs or so? 8 runs, 6 matches. Well, it doesn't inspire too much confidence. And yet a strike rate of 133. So maybe he just batted once or so. He will be tested here, though he's got plenty of time. Straight behind the bowler, but not struck with great power.
Oh, well done, yaar. Well done, Alpesh.
Thane, being an experienced captain, is going to control this game. That's the earlier wicket that went. Swapnil Salvi hit under the ball, as a result of which he couldn't get that elevation. Holed out to deep square leg for a nice little catch.
Well, I'm glad he got his body behind that catch, because he looked a little suspect. But because he had a... Well, there we go, a little shaky, but eventually a good catch. Well done.
I always feel these catches are for the television. You take them neat, but you drop down.
Well, he didn't roll 3 or 4 times, as he could have, to just prove how difficult it was. Okay, Sagar, 1 for 17 so far. He has been the pick. And Atif will be facing his first delivery. Oh, lucky there, got an inside edge, and he might even pick up 2 for this. No, he's quite happy to do the right thing. I did say that need to get Karan striking as much as possible.
These are very crucial moments, the last 3 or 4 overs. You need to have a top batsman waiting to play those couple of overs, because that's the time when in a T20 game the maximum acceleration takes place.
Karan realizes he's got to push it along. That could be in the gap, and it is. Welcome boundary for the Panthers. The move past the 150 mark. And if it was Swapnil earlier, it's now Karan.
Short, really. Went deep into the crease and had all the time in the world to pull it to mid-wicket in the vacant area. There you see a lot of power in that shot.
Beg your pardon, I meant Sairaj earlier, Patil. Now it's Karan. And you need batsmen with that kind of a strike rate in T20 cricket. He's striking currently at 181. Pretty useful.
Well bowled that delivery. He saw the batsman coming out. Dropped it slightly short.
Take a look at the 50s. Pretty even. Did accelerate just a bit, but even the first 50 was quick enough. So they've done very well, the North Mumbai Panthers. 153, and with 3 overs and a bit left, I'm sure they're looking at least 35 more. That should take them to 190. And if Karan gets most of the strike, it could even touch the 200 mark. We'll see.
A great launching pad for the runs that you're talking about. They must play sensibly. They mustn't hit across the line. I, as an old-timer, always feel that the straighter you hit, the better it is. The timing is perfect.
Difficult to argue with that, Milind, but you know, T20 cricket has just pushed people into being wider and wider, from the V to a 180 to now a 360. Last ball, it's been a very, very, well, relatively decent performance by the bowler, Sagar. 1-4-25 from his 4 overs, and it's 155 for 6. Sandhu very expensive, but I have to say Ankush, Sagar particularly doing pretty well. Kritik not too bad under the circumstances, but Survey has gone for plenty. And Asif too, 1 for 36 from his 3. Who has the over? Sandhu might get a couple more. Kritik too. They'll have to come back to their faster bowlers now, having run out of spin options. Survey having given 17 in his first over. Starts with a full toss, outside edge, and third man ensures it's only a single. The batsman will feel he's missed out. Yeah, shake of the head. Okay, on the max Skoda, maximum 6s. Parag Khanapurkar 5. Sairaj Patil, because of his performance today, 4 fabulous 6s. And then we got a whole bunch thereafter. I have no doubt that this is going to change. Suryakumar Yadav leads at 7. Fabulous. What a knock that was. Scored 90 in a team score of 147. Brilliant.
I still wonder, Charu, whether the ball is coming on to the bat, because some of the drives are not going to areas which they want to. Is it still sluggish is what one has to see, and after the roll, is it going to improve?
Well, if he keeps bowling full tosses, we'll never know. Because take a quick look at what happened on day 1 of T20 Mumbai. And Surya Yadav, I don't think he was 100%. The heat certainly got to him, but when he hit the ball, he hit it very big. Ah, that was magnificent. Inside out, just brilliant. And then leaned in. That was a stand and deliver. Big shots. And oh, brilliant. That's, I think, how he ended. 90 from just 56. And yet, must be disappointed that his team lost. Again, the full toss. That's what I'm talking about, 360. That was about 330 degrees that, or more.
That's cheeky, really. It's amazing how they play these shots. They see that the fine leg is in the circle, and they take all their chances to play that shot. So have a look at it. He's ready with that. Ball coming onto him and just giving it the angle for it to go in the vacant area. Superb timing, really. Look at him. Oh, and a full toss to crown it all.
I wonder if he anticipated that once again Survey was trying to go full, because there were 2 full tosses before that. The third delivery also a full toss. Outside off, you can argue. But, you know, sometimes the anticipation does help. And he guessed absolutely right. It's going to be full and outside off. So does he now bowl slightly shorter? No, same ball. Much better, though.
Run them hard, make ones into twos. They have to reach that target of 185, Charu, or even more. Why not 200?
Well, exactly. The way Karan's going particularly, and Atif, of course, doesn't have to do much but put bat to ball, take a single. Not going for the big heaves, because very often, if you're not a quality batsman, it just lead to a dot ball and lots of frustration. 4 deliveries, he's given away, what, 8 runs so far. Edged.
Balwinder Sandhu, the old war horse of Mumbai cricket, just about managed to save it. Good swing bowler in his days. I'm not saying he's not even now, but he's lost a bit of pace.
We'll have to call him Junior or something, because, you know, old Ballu will be listening and saying, oh, excuse me, you're talking about me. Well, there he is. 2 overs, 26 runs, so not his best day.
He had a good 5 overs of 5 years of Mumbai cricket. Swung the ball prodigiously like his predecessor. A great outswing that both of them bowled.
Again a full toss, but Atif cannot capitalize, and that was another expensive over. 10 off it, 165 for 6 after 18. Karan Nande, late in the order, but a standout performance so far. 30 from only 17. He's shown plenty of big hitting ability. Atif not doing too badly. Forget about the strike rate. His job there is to take a single and pass the strike on to Karan. So he's done that pretty well. 2 overs left. Kritik comes back. 1 for 16 so far. Not bad under the circumstances. Take the single. And yes, they do.
Karan needs to play the maximum number of deliveries now. He's got to take his side to another 20 runs minimum, Charu, because the wicket will play definitely better. He'll get its roll, and Aditya Tare and his team have a decent batting side.
Well, you make a good point about the pitch getting better and more suited for making runs later on. And of course, North Mumbai Panthers ought to be aware of that, because if they can get to the 190-200 mark, it's going to get very difficult for the chasing side. Oh, what was that? Well, a valiant attempt there. I don't think you'd have gotten to that, but that was just incredible. Way outside off stumping, yet somehow he moved across, got underneath and scooped it. Brilliant.
That's why I'm a bit surprised at the field placing. Now that he sent him back, brought the third man in. I was just going to say, what is the third man doing over here? Because this is the shot everybody plays. Look at him, he's ready for it. Just gives it the direction. And goes all over the place, but from where to where he has played it.
Almost, of course, came to hand. Oh, that's a wide. Well, the bowler is coming apart. I think you can see what's going on in Kritik's mind, saying, where do I bowl now? What do I do? Because from way outside off, if he's going to scoop me over, short fine, do I keep it further away on the offside? And then, of course, you bowl a wide. All of a sudden, a run and an extra ball.
He should now be looking to play towards point, because that's where the bowlers needed to concentrate. There he goes.
Oh, exquisite. For me, one of the better shots of the game so far. Knew exactly what he was doing. No slip, got plenty of bat. Nothing edgy about it. Helps himself to another boundary. Well played.
It's amazing how cricketers these days know their tactics so well. He was expecting that ball to come there because the fine leg has gone out. Just gives it direction as the third man came in. What does Thane do? Captain is left bemused because he moves the fielders according to what the bowling plan is, and then the entire plan goes awry.
Well, there's confusion in the field because the bowler now wants a third man as well. Aditya Thane is gesticulating wildly to the bowler. What do you want? Oh, you want the third man back as well? Okay, you got a fine leg and third man. Now comes all the way back, as you can see. Fielders racing all over the boundary, changing positions. There's only, well, there are 3 balls left, so that's fair. Oh, that's cruel. How well played was that? A turn of the wrist. Another boundary behind square and leg.
These are very, very good runs for the Panthers. Just have a look at this again. He just gave it the necessary direction deep into his crease. Yeah, Hardik Pandya really. Fabulous shot.
Yeah, that wasn't easy. Had to be very precise. And, again, not too much particularly wrong with that ball. Maybe a little too full. But look at the strike rate. Karan Nande now 210. Brilliant for his team. Goes big on the off. Oh, wonderful diving attempt. And in the end, another boundary. Kritik has been taken apart by the brilliance of Karan.
17 runs to the bat and 1 wide. 18 runs, very, very useful runs in the 19th over. I see no reason this single ball left. They should go for that 4. Look at this. For the first one, cheeky little shot. This one again, when the fielder was brought in, he played it towards point. And this one, deep inside his crease towards square leg. And what a lovely shot this is. Classic hitting.
Four boundaries in the over. 18 of it so far. A wide and single as well. And luckily for Atif, on the other side, he just has to stand and watch. 5 from 5. That has done the trick. Karan striking at 220. And is sitting now on his 50. It'll be the first of the innings. Prithvi Shaw showed plenty of ability. Sairaj Patil, we know, was fabulous till he got out. And could this be the first 50 of the match? It probably is. He got enough on it. No long off. Brought because of the fielders behind square at the boundary. Well played, young man. If not that young man, at 27 or so. But 187 for 6 as Karan reaches his 50 and only 22 deliveries. 1 over to go. Plenty skyscrapers. The North Mumbai Panthers have done very well. The highest score in T20 Mumbai, well, that was only yesterday, this is only day 2, was 188. And we will certainly get past that.
With the mid-off brought in the circle, he bowled a slower delivery, went back and smashed it. Oh, what a shot this is. But he has to give him the strike. Yes, he has. So now what happens, Charu? The man with a strike rate of 227 has got 5 deliveries to play. Is he going to knock that 200 target?
Well, he may. He certainly has free license right now to swing hard. But he's also hit some wonderful cricketing shots. So I don't think he's going to dance down, head up in the air. He's going to look at the ball carefully. And I feel for Survey. Where does he bowl now? He's bowled lots of full tosses in that previous over of his. Straight up. Well, it may not have the distance. Long off underneath it. And should be taken easily. The end of a wonderful knock by Karan. Just, unfortunately, couldn't quite get to the pitch of the ball.
What a well-deserved 50. He batted beautifully, hit the ball all over the ground. And he played some controlled cricket, really.
There it is again. Slower one, back of the hand. And well deceived. So we'll have to give full marks to Survey for that deception. Karan was batting beautifully, but the ball high in the sky. A rather easy catch eventually for Ramjani. So they lose their 7th wicket. A well-played young man. It's 188 for 7.
These are the kind of innings that take your team forward, especially when the innings is coming to an end. It sends a very good signals in the dressing room. It raises your morale that, you got so many runs at the fag end of the innings. .188 for 7 in 19.2 with a run rate of 9.72.
Right in the center of the frame, the 47-year-old Pravi Itambe is there, and of course he may or may not get to bat with only 5 deliveries left, but we'd love to see what form he has with the ball. Great to see him still plying his wares here in T20 Mumbai. Big swing, will earn them a single. Atif suddenly the senior partner now. 7 from 7, but let's see what Mangela can do. He's a very useful medium pacer. There it is again, slower one, tricked the batsman and earned his reward. Survey.
Very nicely judged catch. These are not difficult catches to judge, especially when you don't have to move and saying that, oh, it's coming, and I got it finally. But will they get the 200? Will they get to that 200? At least 199, so 200 to chase.
Mangela gives it a big swing. He's a medium pacer, but not heavily built, should we say. One of the more slight builds, but that's okay, as long as he's there for his bowling.
But this is a good score, above par, I think, Charu.
Without question. Of course, we're still struggling to find out what is par score here in T20 Mumbai Season 2. We had late 140s earlier on the first match, and then the high 180s the next. This one follows the second match yesterday into the 190s now. 2 balls left. It'll have to be a 6 and a 6 to reach 200. I don't think these 2 batsmen are capable, but license to swing. Atif. Misses. Yeah, good ball.
It's a good delivery. Pitching it right up, almost in the block hole, but wide. On the wider side, but inside the tram lines. Atif, you got to give it a whack. You got to hit a 4. You've been there long enough to gauge the pace of the pitch. You've got to give your team 4 runs at least.
Last ball of the innings. 190 scored already. The highest score in T20 Mumbai Season 2. How many more off the last ball? None. Well, maybe 1. Yes, it probably is 1. Will the umpire go upstairs? Of course he will. We'll see if it gets to 191. Otherwise, they will settle for 190, which is not too bad. Fabulous score, and they will feel pretty happy going into the dugout to defend 190, 191 maybe.
There's no doubt about the fact that he's short of the crease. So that's another wicket gone, but it's a very good score. Run rate of 9.5. Obvious decision. OUT.
Yep, it's red on the screen. And well done, Survey, after bowling, and it's pretty hot and it's a tough day. Ran forward, picked up the ball, and did just enough to run out the batsman. So we'll have to say, well played again, North Mumbai Panthers. We'd love to have seen more of Prithvi Shaw. Not today. Maybe in the field, of course. Vikrant, not bad. Patil got bogged down a bit. Sairaj was fabulous, and so was Karan Nande later on. 12 extras given away by the bowlers. And that will not please Aditya Thane.
Some good stands over there. A good stand of 31 between Vikrant and Prithvi. But the one stand that stood out is between Sairaj and Swapnil, 44 of 18. And later on, Atif and Karan, 42 of 21.
So no Tambe with the bat. That's okay. We'll see him with the ball. Sandhu, unfortunately, could not get his full quota, having given 26 from 2. And a wicket apiece for all the rest of the bowlers, which is a little unusual. But the spinners did very well once again. The medium pacers, perhaps not. So Eagle Thane strikers, when they come back, will have to score 191 to win. Let's catch up with Manish. Who's he got with him for a quick chat?
Well, we saw Karan Nande's blitzkrieg towards the end, but it was Sairaj Patil who laid the foundation when they were struggling a little bit in the middle overs. Sairaj Patil, 22-year-old, plays for Dadar Union. What did you make of the track when you saw Prithvi Shaw batting out there in the early overs?
Basically, the pitch is a two-pace sort of. So the strategy was to play on the merit of the ball. If it's in my range, then I played my shots. The ball I did got out was in my range, but my handle slipped off. Was not a good shot in the end, but we have to capitalize because we have put up a good score at the end. So hope our bowlers deliver.
Is 190 a score that makes you feel comfortable saying, we can defend this, or does the opposition have a chance?
You can never predict a score at 1KD because in the IPL as well, the games they have scored the runs. So you can't predict any score here. So we have to bowl to our plans and stick to our basics. And let's see we defend our target.
Biggest threat from your bowling lineup, that young man called Praveen Tambe?
Absolutely. We have a lot of bowlers to watch out for. And we have a good unit. Let's hope we have a good game and we win it here.
Thanks so much, Sairaj. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Well, fancy shades and, of course, a pretty fancy innings by Sairaj Patil. Well played. Of course, they're still careful. They feel that Eagle Thane strikers could get that 191, but it's going to be a really tall task. So when we return, it's going to be with a quick look at the innings and, of course, the chase. fabulous atmosphere. Of course, the sun was up earlier on, pretty hot. But despite all of that, we got 190 scored by North Mumbai Panthers, who may be hurting from last year when they came second from bottom. But what a terrific start for them. Two standout performances, the 46 and only 18 by Sairaj Patil, and later Karan was fabulous with his 50 of only 23. Earlier, Prithvi Shaw being run out after his breezy 22 from just 12. We expected much more from the big star, but Vikrant didn't quite sacrifice. So 12 extras given away by the bowlers. And that's just a quick reminder of how Prithvi Shaw went about his business earlier on. Just looked so assured, in a class apart, like he was just toying with the bowling. Gotten a few boundaries in that 22. Before, unfortunately, this is what happened, the first wicket. So a little bit of yes and no. Prithvi Shaw strangely went ahead to decide to complete what was definitely not going to be a run. Smart work by Thane, and Shaw well short. Then just a bit of a flurry, but both the batsmen got a little bogged down. I shouldn't say that on that six, mind you, the first six of the innings. And then finally, there we go, just over point. Some big lusty hitting, but unfortunately couldn't quite clear. So that was wicket number 2. I've got Rohan Gavaskar here with me, and he'll join me in a second to let us know how he saw the progress of this innings, because there were two fabulous accelerators, and Sairaj particularly was magnificent. What a great catch that.
You're absolutely right. Sairaj Patil was outstanding. Made a really good knock. But I thought this was a good effort from the team. You could see a lot of very attractive shots. But you don't get to 190 for 8 in 20 overs unless there's a good effort. Sairaj got a bit of a chance there. But after that, he was explosive. For me, this was the shot of the match. The way he just shimmied down the track and absolutely deposited that over the bowler's head. And again, just wasn't about the aerial route or sixes. It was about hitting it along the ground. This was how he was dismissed. Where he'd done his bit with an excellent innings. And he's definitely someone you want to keep an eye on. Having said that, the rest of the Panthers batsmen also accelerated. Some good outfield catching by the strikers. You've got to say this, the catching from the strikers was spot on.
Well, there were a couple of missed opportunities, but they were near the boundary, and maybe the first one, the sun was in the eye. But otherwise, yes, they caught pretty well. But nothing stood out as far as the bowlers were concerned. The medium pacers certainly had very little to work with. The spinners were much better. And this was the 50 by Karan. Very well done. Till he got fooled by that slower one and got caught by long off. Easy catch eventually. But it was a nice knock. 50 from just 22 or 23 deliveries it was. And that's the last ball of the innings. So we're doing very well to ensure there was no extra run. So altogether, North Mumbai Panthers doing very well with the bat. Ah, lovely shot. Well, that's going to be a lot more visible later in the day, the moon. We'll be back after just a short while. 191 for the Eagle Thane strikers. The bowlers, well, Sandhu, just 2 overs for his 26 runs given away, and all the rest of the bowlers picked up a wicket. In retrospect, Ankush did very well with 1 for 23. So Eagle Thane strikers will need to hit at 9.55 per over. Not easy. We'll be back for that chase soon. Live from the Wankhede, you're watching T20 Mumbai. This is day 2, match 1. Match number 3 overall, and Thane Strikers in their yellow will now need to score 191. Not easy at all. Aditya Thane, the skipper of the side, has his task cut out. And of course, one of the big stars on show, Prithvi Shaw, who had a wonderful season for his IPL team. Unfortunately out for only 22 today, but showed enough, or should we say a short glimpse of his enormous talent. Well, plenty of shadow at the ground right now because the sun's setting towards our right. And of course, those louvers certainly help on either side of the field to ensure that the breeze floats into the ground rather than just above it. And it's a fair clip now, the breeze. The flags are flying, the leaves of those coconut palms are also swaying merrily. That's a wonderful shot to indicate that it's much better now in terms of conditions inside the stadium. Plenty of shade on the west side. The east, of course, still bathed in sunlight. But generally better conditions for, I suppose, all concerned. The batsmen too, and of course the fielding side. Rohan Gavaskar's here with me. He must have a fair amount of cricket here. Just much better now than, say, an hour and a half ago.
But definitely better if you're a fielder. Don't have to get baked out there in the sun. Become a lot cooler. But if you're a batsman, at the moment you're under pressure. You're chasing 190. Do you go hard from ball 1? I think they have to.
Without question. You've got to make the first 6 overs count. Possibly 50, 55. North Mumbai Panthers got 50 for the loss of only 1 wicket. Atif Atharwala to begin. The defense of 190. There is a third man, so just a single to begin with. Kaushik and Bagh opening for the new team. Thane Strikers. 2 new teams in T20 Mumbai. 8 teams overall. They've been divided into 2 groups. They play within the groups first. Atif Atharwala gave a decent stand to Karan while he was batting. That should also lift him psychologically. Didn't throw his wicket away. A testing time for batsmen for more than one reason, because right now the shade and the sunlight is playing right on the crease. So it's a little difficult. This makes you focus and concentrate extra hard.
Well, as you mentioned, Charu, just both these openers getting off the mark. Just getting their eye in before they be a bit more aggressive.
I wonder if the skipper will come at number 3. Oh, handsome off drive. Unfortunately not going for a boundary. That Prithvi Shaw there. Fabulous, well done. Nice diving stop to his left. His wrong side. He did very well.
Excellent cricket all round. That was a high quality shot, matched only by Prithvi Shaw's brilliance in the field.
Love to see that commitment. Every once in a while, people can be forgiven for thinking that if you played at the very highest level, when you drop down to T20 Mumbai, you might just take it a little easy, but no, sir. Plenty of commitment in that dive to his left. He's only 19 or 20 now, so it's a good time for him to be showing his athleticism.
But also, I mean, if you're playing at the highest level, when you come down and play T20 Mumbai, you've got to show everyone else around you why you're playing at the highest level. What's setting you apart? Why is Prithvi Shaw playing for Delhi Capitals? Why is Prithvi Shaw playing for the Indian Test team? Because if he doesn't show his ability as a fielder, as a batsman, everyone will be thinking, what's the big difference between Prithvi Shaw and me? And that's why, even though he got 20, he got run out, he showed his ability, he showed his quality. Did so again in the field.
Well, third man's pretty wide, so again, just a single off a really handsome shot. You make a good point. And I was talking to plenty of players T20 Mumbai last year, And some of them indicated, the ones who were playing for the country or for the higher leagues. Oh, hello. There's somebody who played for the country for a short while, didn't he? 24 years. Wow, what a career. Anyway, back to Prithvi Shaw and the rest. The fact that there was even more pressure playing T20 Mumbai because there was so much more expectation to be the leader, to be the standout performer. You weren't just one of many brilliant people, you're supposed to be the most brilliant. And so that put extra pressure on the better performers, on the bigger names. Good. Now, nice, loud call. That's what we like. So 5 runs in that first over. Five singles. Wag and Kaushik looked pretty competent. No big shot. Well, there were a couple of big shots which were saved because of one outstanding effort by Prithvi and the other good wide third man placement. So a little bit of pressure on Mangela now to carry on the good work that Atif opened out with. Huge psychological advantage though, scoring 190 and the bowlers go in there knowing that they don't have to do anything special, just sort of keep it in good spaces. You've got a slip for Mangela to begin with. Was there movement? Because Kaushik shaped up to play, and then perhaps he spotted the little bit of away movement, pulled his bat away just in time.
Yeah, just jagged after pitching.
Mangela just ambles in, so not a very sharp run-up, but because he's a tall boy, gets a little bit of lift off the pitch. Ooh.
He's got to get it on the pitch for it to lift off. But we've seen that happen a lot. Just slips out at the last minute.
I think his hand hit his thigh, you know, during the action, so all is forgiven.
Again, good batting because, as you mentioned, Charu, no real pace as far as Mangela is concerned. If you have a look at that last delivery, he had committed himself to get on the front foot as forward as possible. A lot of batsmen have been tempted to play that off the back foot, just on length.
Yeah, but he'd committed himself, and then he did well to not throw his bat at it, just angled it away. Oh, that could have been taken, but it lands in a safe no man's land spot. I think high on the bat eventually. Again, no speed there, but once he decided to pull, I just wonder if he lacked the commitment.
I just didn't get the timing right over there. 7 without loss, 1.3 overs gone.
Nothing but singles to show so far, and that was slower still.
Yeah, good slow delivery. Again, line and length absolutely right.
Well, if you bowl at 140, then the slower delivery is really useful. But I think he's only sending it down early 120s, and then the slower delivery really ought to be spanked. But for the moment, he tricked Kaushik.
Well, I think it's the differential. If you're bowling at 120 and if your slow delivery is 90, that's still a big difference. If you're bowling at 140 and it comes down to 110, that's a big difference. So I think there's the differential in speed. As a spinner, you could be bowling at 85, 90, but suddenly crank it up by 10, it's still a big difference. So it's the differential that makes a difference. Just hurries the batsman or deceives the batsman.
Will they try taking two here? No. Smart fielding. That's one of the big features of T20 Mumbai. In fact, T20 leagues all over the country, maybe even the world, just bring out so much athleticism from the youngsters. Not easy, also because of the heat. I think there may be an instruction from the dugout saying you don't have to kill yourself trying to take the twos. Just make sure you conserve some energy, even though it's the shortest format. The first swing and a miss. So two very efficient overs, protecting 190. It's 8 for no loss after 2. Well, at this stage, after only 2 overs, the Panthers are 22 for no loss. That's because Prithvi Shaw was going hammer and tongs. But here, Kaushik and Wag well, maybe playing carefully. And there were a couple of good shots, but they have to be a shade disappointed at their strike rate of 60 and 71. Pulls it away. Could that be the first boundary? Got plenty of bat on it. And yes, it will be.
Yet much needed boundary as well. Into the 3rd over. Number 8 without loss after 2. Just needed a little bit of momentum to get the innings going. And sometimes one shot can do that.
You know, strangely, it wasn't a bad delivery. It wasn't particularly short. And just an extraordinary shot in terms of the timing that allowed Kaushik to hit that boundary.
Well, just going back to that conversation we had in the last over, Char, about slower deliveries. I remember Sairaj Bautule's father telling me how Vinu Mankad, the great left-arm spinner, used to deceive batsmen by bowling a slower delivery. As a spinner, same action, but his grip on the ball would change. Instead of holding the ball with just one finger and the other finger spread apart, he'd have it with 2 fingers. That's gone. That's the first wicket falls. In the 3rd over, Prithvi Shaw, safe as houses, wasn't going to drop that.
Well, something had to give because Wag was 3 from 6. And we know that they're chasing 190. They had to push it along at some time. Just chose the wrong ball, perhaps got the wrong part of the bat. And altogether too easy for Prithvi Shaw. Few steps to his left. Easy as you please. So Atif Atharwala strikes in his 2nd over. And Sachin Wag, a not too impressive 3, 13 for 1. So the skipper joins Kaushik now. A tall task for Eagle Thane strikers to get to 191 for a win. And they have not started out with the kind of intention that is necessary to get to 191. It's going to be a very difficult chase, make no mistake, because last year, T20 Mumbai, season 1, 195 was the highest chase, and that was rare. Anything over 175, 160, 165, 70 is going to be very difficult to chase. So we'll see how Aditya manages the chase. Oh, yeah, middle of the bat, and he could get a boundary straight away. That's timing for you. Well played, Aditya.
Oh, he looks to be in good touch. First ball that you face, Put away with ease. Again, as you mentioned, just timing, pure timing.
Just a push. Placed it really well. And I think everybody was surprised at how quickly he raced away. But when we get time, just back to the Venu Mankat story. So was that a knock? The